Hello, Mark Ward, listening for the Dreamcatcher podcast. Actually, this is kind of a test run for Pioneer Village in Minden, Nebraska, working on getting their own podcast set up and everything, which is awesome. I have Danica and Chloe. Thank you and welcome to the podcast. So I'll leave it up to you. So basically, I think a podcast is just having a conversation. You know, a lot of times having coffee or whatever your
Yes.
drink of choice is. So, what is the thing about podcasting? Is there any questions you have for like getting that set up? We've kind of answered some of them, but anything that you would like to do with the podcast for with Pioneer Village?
Yeah, I think my first question would be, what are people interested in seeing and hearing about at Pioneer Village? You know, we've got such a wide range of
You do.
items here on display: cars,
Yes.
trains, planes,
You
buildings.
do.
My next question would be, what kind of equipment would you recommend for starting out?
Okay, awesome. What people are interested in is what they remember when they were a kid. You know, especially with
Yeah.
history. It's like, oh, I remember I had that when I was a kid growing up. You know, or relative to something that the family and they've been doing. And more real. You know, that's like they don't want polished. You know, I have because I started out being with questions and polish and all this stuff, and or how maybe your journey on doing the podcast is. People
Yes.
I don't know if it's they don't like to see they'd like to see the struggle because it makes them feel like yeah they're doing it, I could do it.
Okay.
But it pretty much if it has a backstory. Because backstories definitely, it's
We
like
have so
how
many backstories here.
yeah, you do have a lot, I'm sure.
There's a wagon right outside this room, and somebody
Okay.
was actually born in. So.
Oh wow, that would be a good
There's
backstory.
a-
That'd be an awesome episode.
yes.
So but no, just pretty much if it comes to your mind, it's like okay, how because they don't want to hear like like a textbook. You know, this is what it is,
Yep.
and this they want to hear the real history about it, and like stuff like that,
Yeah,
which is amazing.
yeah.
So how'd you find that out?
I read the sign.
That-
Not a lot
that
of people
works.
do. They just like walk past it with their camera.
Well, and that's true. In today's world, we're very because you don't really have many seconds to get people's attention,
Yep.
and I think that's why people with video and audio podcasts they can listen to it or watch it. You know, but
Yep.
and I keep usually the podcast is like 40 minutes is a good time because that's average commute time in the United States
Okay.
because people they have the best of intentions coming back and they will come up back to after an hour, but not that many. You know, they're usually to their destination, and it's like, well, I'll get to that later, and it didn't happen. So, as far as equipment, you can do it on Windows or I think both of them work. I've just got Apple totally,
Yep. Yep.
and but I've had really good luck with my MacBook Pro. But I just I think that's really good.
Yeah.
And on your phone, the phones work amazingly well. If you don't like we were talking, if you don't have internet, because it's too sketchy with you having your cell service. It'll be going off and on, and it'll be a lot of headaches. So I always say you gotta have Wi-Fi. If you don't have Wi-Fi, which a lot of places, you just take like QuickTime and do a movie there.
Okay.
New movie, and then when you do get to the internet, Riverside allows you just to upload that, just like you recorded it.
Yep. Okay.
And so that works really well. I like my Blue Yeti mic. I think it's like a little over $100,
All right.
but it's
But
not
it
too bad. The little Samsung one I just showed you, 30 or $40, and it works. If you don't have that along, it does
Yeah,
work amazingly
yeah.
well. I just get quality, and I'm sure you would. Quality with your computer there would be good. Do you guys have a mic or headphones or anything like that?
Just AirPods.
Well,
Hey, that's a
not-
start.
It is a start. I've never
Yeah.
used those. That might be
Yeah.
all right. So
I know they have some microphone capabilities, but
okay.
it's not necessarily amazing. But it's a starting place.
It is, you got to start everywhere
Yes,
because
yes.
people, and that's another thing that with podcasting, it's like, oh, I'll never get there. It's like you just got to start. If you don't start, you're never going to get there.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm in my year 4, and my first year sucked. I was not. Oh my gosh!
The honesty.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't stop at it because it's like I just don't have this. So, but no, just that. Just use good software. Riverside's good. Buzzsprout, like we were talking, Audacity is really good. Use Fiverr for getting stuff done that you want to hire out for very reasonable. I mean, artwork. They do everything on Fiverr.
Okay.
It's just amazing. Those people are all just from around the world, and they'll tell you tell you how much it's going to cost and when they'll have it done.
Oh, that's nice.
Very, very quickly. So, but no, and then just, and I mean, you want to have good internet, that's for sure. And you guys do, I can tell already, because this is good this is
We've worked on the internet.
So
We're like, we need to be able to function.
the fact is there's no hiccups here so far is a very good
Yes.
thing, because where I do it in Blue Moon and Hastings, sometimes it's like it comes and goes,
Yep.
which is probably I'd have less hair than I have now. But
That's why he's got the hat on.
that is. Oh yeah, see, there's not much there.
Blind the computer.
Yeah, I don't want the glare there. So, but and like I said, I'm using the drill case for my mic, and you can start and just get started, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't edit. Very rarely do I edit. Some people say, are you going to edit that out? And I think maybe I told you I've had dogs join in the podcast, kids join in. The other day when I did Coney Island in Grand Island, George got some customers, and we just kept on going. And he was able to show him making his Coney dogs, and people are very forgiving about that. They just like, this is real life.
They like to see the real stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
Very, very much. So, and then it just, Buzzsprout's good. I mean, it's just, and then you have a YouTube channel, you said.
Yep.
So what is the name of your YouTube channel?
Harold Warp Pioneer Village.
Okay, that makes
And
sense.
we only have about 12 followers right now, so it doesn't pop up right away.
Well,
but
I have no doubt that once you get that going, you're going to have,
Yes.
so many subscribers that and get up to 500, and then start
That'd be
bringing
great.
some revenue back in, especially
That
for
would
like
be
the
great.
winter,
Yeah.
because you'd never run out of content here.
Oh, I know. There's so much to choose from.
So have you always liked this kind of thing with technology and stuff?
Oh, yeah. It's always been something I've been interested in.
Okay.
So just this summer, I've gotten more of a hold on the Pioneer Village social medias.
Okay.
And we've already seen, an increase in followings and stuff.
I bet. No, I told you the day I could tell you were doing on social media, because it's like somebody's here that's doing it different. Because I could definitely, you get it, that's for sure.
Well,
so
everybody else here is just so busy. For them, social media is not their number one priority, but for me, it's something I can focus on for us here. And, I have the time to look into the algorithms and study that kind of stuff and see what people are liking. We posted a pretty stupid Instagram reel the other day, but it was just a trending sound and people loved it. We got 4,000 views so far.
Awesome, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, no, that's what it takes. And I can just tell your vibe is amazing.
Thank you.
So I can tell this will be and Chloe, do you like this as much as she does, or?
I like it. I like to learn more about some of the social media stuff. I think it's fascinating. And it's kind of cool to kind of put yourself out there.
And the nice thing about like this is you reach the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just, I've done podcasts, I don't know, Tanzania was the furthest one I've done, and that was 17 hours ahead of us. But and then my dream is to go do these all in person. But just like when I did the 300th episode, a gentleman who'd been on the podcast earlier, we switched places, and he interviewed me for the 300th from Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, that's
and James did a really good job, and technology was very awesome. It was no hiccups. And that's one thing. Some days, as you know, technology can be a headache. So what would you like to do with your podcast with this?
I think our main thing would be promoting Pioneer Village and showing people what we have to offer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know it's here, just a small town in Nebraska. And a lot of visitors, last summer when I actually got the idea to start the YouTube, a couple was through here and they were like, our parents would just love to see this, but they can't get up these stairs and stuff.
Right.
You guys should start a YouTube channel to show off your collection.
Yeah.
So just kind of to show people what's out here who maybe don't live close enough to actually come see.
Yep. So, no. Oh. And that's cool. That is real life.
Yes.
So, and you said the other day you were doing like shorts now?
Yeah. I'm trying to get some YouTube shorts out. We have a car show coming up August 30th.
Okay.
And so what I'm trying to do, hopefully it works out. I've got to stick to it now, I guess, because it's on the video.
You do, yes.
We're going to do a car highlight. It'll just be like a 15-30-second video.
Nice.
Just of car highlights that we have here in the museum
Okay.
every Friday for the month of August. So.
Okay. No, that sounds good. Would they be able to buy, really nice, probably your phone really does, what is it, resolution like your phone will do?
It's pretty good. I don't know, the pixels and stuff, but
like 1080p or 4K? Okay.
It does do 4K and HD.
Okay, then you should be good there.
That's what I've used to film all our other videos so far.
Okay.
So
you were good. So and I always say everybody should hire social media because that's where people are at.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad that you are doing this. Because this collection here in Minden, Nebraska, of all places, you don't find it anyplace else. and people
Smithsonian of the Midwest.
pretty much, and that's a great name for it.
Yep.
Because it's just like an awe. And I hadn't been out here, like 2 years ago I started coming back out here, and I had as a kid, and I knew had fallen into disrepair a lot. But you guys have made so much progress here.
Oh yeah,
so.
I want to say, oh gosh, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5. Our new director, William Escarza, stepped in, and he started, turning stuff around for the better. And we've seen a lot of improvement.
Oh, by
a
long
lot more
ways.
Community involvement, events, that kind of stuff. So brought us back up.
Yeah, and the carousel. Talk about the carousel a little bit.
The carousel. Okay, so the carousel, it was last used, I think, in 2005 is when it was last running. And it was still running on its steam engine then. It was just falling apart so much that they were like, we can't use this anymore. And I want to say, I don't know the exact year that's on it off the top of my head. It's allegedly the oldest one in the United States. Apparently there's a carousel in Martha's Vineyard. We're going to have to fight.
Oh, really? Is there? Okay.
But, I don't know. They're claiming to be the oldest one, so we'll have to do a full contest.
There you go.
But it's been a project over, I want to say, the past 4 years. We've had a RV Friends volunteer group. They come out here for about a month.
They're amazing.
They are. And they've just been doing that. They cleaned it up one summer, and then they restored it, built an enclosure around it. This year they finished up that enclosure. My favorite feature is that it's air conditioned.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah.
And then we've also had a team of volunteers who have been working for a number of years on the carousel horses, and they're all volunteer work. So it's exceptional that they're willing to do so much.
It is.
They really love what they do, and they do such a good job.
Yeah.
Because some of those carousel animals, there's one. It's the deer in there. His name is Lego. And they named him Lego because they got him in pieces, and they just
that makes the appropriate name then. Oh my word. Wow, and that's stuff people love. That's definitely an interesting backstory. I've already seen the one with the baby and then this.
Yeah.
So and then Martha's Vineyard. You guys should say you want to see who
Yeah, who's going to sell this?
Yeah. So, and if they have a good social media person, they might want to do something.
Yeah.
Oh
Contest
my
of the
gosh.
carousels.
Yeah. So would there ever be a time where people if they with their phone? Do you have QR codes on things?
We do.
Okay.
We started doing that up in the main building, our front window. Just over the winter, we've started, putting new stuff up there. We used to have a whole bunch of Rogers statues, which the Smithsonian has the first largest collection. We have the second.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah, so that's what I heard, anyways. I'm believing it.
I can believe that. I know you have a lot of.
Yeah. But we kind of put those in a different spot. We wanted to switch it up, kind of show people who are just, driving by what we have in here. So now we've got a foldable wooden boat. It folds in half, which is so strange. I don't know how that would
really
work. But yeah.
Okay, that is. Where do you have that?
Up front here. I'll show it to you.
Okay, well, I have to see that. I didn't know that. I'm from this town, and I didn't know that. It's just there's so many things here.
There's one of those bikes with one giant wheel. I'm forgetting what they're called.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And a Nash.
Yeah.
And like a 53 Corvette.
Nice.
And a military display. That's the first of its kind here. We've never really had a military area, so that's been the first of its kind.
Wow. So where do you know where do you start? How do you know?
I just do what Will tells me. He's like, okay, you're gonna start here. Okay, sounds good.
That's a gift, because I was like, I could start in that building, or I could start there, or I could. I mean, you could be all over the place.
But the QR codes, what our QR codes show, the ones up there. So I've got a little description of what the item is, and then the QR code, you can scan that, and it goes further into depth. I found other websites that explain it really well, or maybe have videos of these things running. So that's what they show. And then up in our computer room in building number 13, we have some QR codes there too.
Okay, so very nice.
The trick there is getting the Wi-Fi to work. But,
I could see in that building that'd be tough.
It's a steel building, but yeah.
No, it's just if you've never been here, and then people will dismiss Nebraska, I think anyway. And it's like
more people are more corn than people.
Yeah, that's what people tell me they've been. If they've been through Nebraska, it's like, well, it's flat, and then it's like and it's just like we're on the interstate, weren't you? And it's like there's so much more things to do in Nebraska.
Yes. Pioneer Village was almost built on the interstate too, I think.
Really? Okay.
I think that's.
I could see that would have been, but I'm glad it's in Minden.
53. Yeah. I can't remember. I think that's what it was. They wanted it more on the interstate, but it was cheaper to build here. So
it is. And then Minden with the Christmas city. There's so many things that Minden has going on.
It's really good for the town too, because people come in here for the day and they're like, I need to go eat somewhere. Where's the best restaurant around?
Yes. So is there ever plans to have a restaurant here again?
Just right now we have the diner. Right now, Braxton Smokehouse is leasing that out.
And they've got good stuff.
So they do. It's the best barbecue ever, for sure.
It's very good.
I'm thankful that they're here because I'm like, I need some lunch. I'll just.
But I always want to nap after lunch.
Yeah. It's so full.
It is very much. So you do other social media. They can find you on Facebook.
Yes. Everything is Harold Warp Pioneer Village.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Okay.
I think we have an X.
Okay.
I haven't started working on that
yeah.
yet, but
yeah.
Our Facebook and our Instagram are our primary ones.
I can see that. I can see Instagram definitely with all the things that you have. So many pics on there.
The content is a little different on both of them. There's some of the same stuff, but the Instagram is geared more towards the 30 and under age group.
Okay.
Whereas,
which makes sense.
Yeah, because that's most of the people who are using it. And then Facebook is 31 and up. So
I'm going to ask you this. I always ask them. So dream growing up for both of you.
Oh gosh, I've had so many different dreams.
I can believe that. Did you have one that stands out?
For a while, I wanted to be a talk show host like Jimmy Kimmel. I
can see you doing that too.
I remember I stayed up really late one night and I got this the one mug in the house, and I was like, I'm watching this show.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you, Chloe?
My dream growing up was always to be an animator or do something art.
Wow.
She's a really good artist too.
Wow, you guys would compliment each other too, because you can do. Because my wife Cheryl does the slides for when they have the thing for each episode.
Yeah.
And she's got some art degrees in it, and she loves doing that. So yeah, you guys would be, and I could see you would. I could see you still doing a talk show host,
a podcast.
Yeah. No. So okay, for what's going on with Pioneer Village? I mean, I don't know if you'll be here, but what would you like to see Pioneer Village look like in 5 years?
In 5 years. I'd like to see the parking lot packed again.
Yes.
I know relatives are always like, oh yeah, when I was your age, that parking lot was just full.
Yeah.
And our visitor numbers have definitely gone up, but I just like to see it completely full again.
Very cool.
Air conditioning.
That would be good too.
That's my personal dream. But
Is that? That's awesome.
It's hard. I just like to see it, still up and running.
Yep. Yep.
And I think we're on track to be that way.
I think you are too.
Our gift shop has improved so much.
Oh, your gift shop is awesome. Yeah, you've got so many gifts. Anybody who's looking for a gift, and you don't have to pay to get into the gift shop either. Yep. So, and I was amazed how the first time I was like, wow, you have so many local products.
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of local products. I mean, there's a gentleman in town who makes honey, and and he does some woodworking stuff too. And we've got a gentleman who makes walking sticks and that kind of stuff. And of course, there's brooms that we make here.
Yep.
In 5 years, I'd like to see another broom maker.
Okay.
Pat, he needs an apprentice. So if anybody's interested,
in your spare time. In your spare time.
Yeah, what spare time?
No, that's awesome. So before we end the podcast, any questions you have for me on podcasting or anything like that?
Do you think of any?
Not really.
Okay, awesome. So, we'll end this test kind of podcast for Pioneer Village. Their inaugural into podcasting. So, but everybody, thank you for joining this episode of the Dreamcatcher Podcast, and we will be talking soon.